everybody, AlienX Gaming here with another interview. I've got today with me, I've got MCToon. I'm sure you guys have seen his stuff. So tonight we're going to basically just try to dig into the life of MCToon and see what's buried deep inside his head. No, how you doing, MC? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, man. I appreciate you doing this, man. So I just got some questions tonight, and once again, I talked to you earlier. If you want to skip something, just either make something up or we'll skip it up. So,
Good.
All right, are you ready, sir?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so why did you choose the name that you currently use on YouTube?
Oh my. I'm obviously not a rapper. It was going with MCToon like MC Hammer was a joke from when I was at university. A friend and I were a rap group. We did a few comedy raps. We were in very terrible, and that was on purpose. It was more mocking. I don't like rap much. Country's worse, but rap is kind of down there. I'm a metalhead.
Excellent.
So if anybody wants to join me, once we can go to concerts again in the mosh pit of a Megadeth show, maybe let's do it.
Excellent. So I know that there was a live stream that I saw you rap with. I think it was Jon Snow. That as a joke, yeah. You know, that was good stuff, because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, why does he say he's the worst rapper on YouTube? And then I'm like, I never saw him rap anywhere. And then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, only one other person seen me rap or heard me rap, and that was Punchy. And I kind of giggled. Yeah. So so that was good stuff, man. All right, so moving on. How old are you?
I'm 13.
Excellent. I think I heard you say that before on one of your streams. And where are you from?
I live in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area in a suburb.
Excellent. Do you have any siblings?
Siblings? I do. I probably won't just say too much, but yes, I have some siblings. They live in Minnesota here.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have parents too, two of them.
Excellent.
Usually how it works. Yeah, it's ask your parents if you're curious about that, people.
Yes, we're not going to go into that on this channel. No.
Yeah, let's not cover that today.
All right. Do you have any pets?
Oh my goodness, we have too many. We have two dogs. We're for a combined total of 7 legs. One of them broke her front leg in it was like at 45 degrees. It was stuck in something outside, and she comes hopping in, and it's all mangled. Brought her to the vet, and they're like, just take it off at the socket. The dogs don't really care. And that was almost 10 years ago. And yeah, she doesn't care at all. She gets along fine. We have also a guinea pig named Jamil. We have a fish named Claudia and a cat named Raccoon.
No fish named Wanda?
Yeah.
No.
No. And then I have another kid that has 2 cats. So Raccoon has a brother named it's all gray. This cat is all gray. I tried to call it Mustard because my son that owns it hates mustard. I'm like, let's call it Mustard. And it's gray, Grey Poupon, but he didn't choose that. He went with Cusco, like from, I think, Emperor's New Groove, if I'm right. And then he got another one named Cotton. So there you go. There's all the pets.
All right.
And of course, it hardly a day goes by when one of my kids, especially my daughter, doesn't ask, "Hey, can we get another pet? Another fish, another cat, another guinea pig, a ferret, it goes on. It's like, no more pets."
Excellent. Please. All right. The next question was, what kind of music do you listen to? I know you mentioned that you are a metalhead. So
metal, yes.
What are some of your favorite bands that you like to listen to?
Oh, well, I said Megadeth already. And if you're a metalhead, you're kind of obligated to like Metallica. I like them up to the Black Album, but not after the Black Album.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Master of Puppets is the best. Metallica, Rust in Peace is the best Megadeth. But I go outside the kind of that. I like, there's a band called Deliverance, another called Tourniquet. They're not as well known. I like them a lot. I've seen both of them, though they're not really doing much anymore. I like punk. I like industrial. Cell Dweller I like is one industrial band I like a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Do you
enjoy the heavy stuff?
Do you enjoy going to concerts?
Well, yeah. I was gonna go to on March 12th last year was going to be not Dream Theater, who I like too, but Dragonforce and Unleash the Archers.
Okay.
And I was so excited for that. Punchy came down. He drove down on Thursday, stayed overnight at my son's house, and then Friday he's with me at work. And this is the day that everything was shutting down. And they announced that in Minnesota, this is the last day, that tomorrow, the 13th, everything was going to shut down. And I'm like, oh, what about the concert? Because we're still open. Then they're like, concert canceled, and it's good for Dragonforce because they had to get back to England, so they jumped on a plane that day. If they had not gotten on a plane that day, they would have had a lot more trouble. And then so Punchy and I were like, oh my gosh, and he's sitting next to me at work. I'm like, you can stay overnight again, no problem, but you might have trouble getting back into Canada tomorrow. And he's like, yeah. So we went home, but here's the crazy thing. He tells me later, it's like, if I had waited one more day, I would have gotten in and then been on mandatory 2-week paid isolation. I'm like, well, I mean, that'd get boring, but to get 2 weeks paid mandatory would be nice too. But anyway, so he made it back in time. He gave me the bag of ketchup chips that I still have right down here in the drawer that I will not be eating. They are getting pretty bad now. So I'm looking forward to when he can come back. I'm going to give them to him, and he can confirm or not whether or not I've replaced them with barbecue chips or something similar.
Excellent, man. All right, so young MCToon life. What was your first job you've ever had?
Oh, first job. Other than, lawn mowing, which I did a good amount of. My first proper job, I worked at McDonald's.
Okay.
Later, crazy that particular McDonald's that I worked at now is owned by one of my friends. His parents' company bought that McDonald's after I worked there, long after I worked there. And now he has taken over the company, and so he owns the McDonald's I used to work at.
That's pretty cool.
But so I did that. I didn't like it much, but it's good training. To work in a very structured environment like that. So I tell my kids, go work in a crappy job that's food industry, because my echo here is making noises, because it's good training, and they all have, I think it's done them well. But I did other things. I was a busser at Olive Garden for 2 days.
Oh,
I worked at a place. No, Olive Garden I worked there for a while,
right.
But for 2 days, 2 days I worked at a place that this was horrible. I hated it. Called up people out of the phone book. We had literally phone books. You'd leaf through and just work a page, calling every number on there, trying to set up focus groups. So it's like, well, we're gonna test. So I don't know what they were gonna do, but see what people like for flour recipes. What do they bake using flour, and it was terrible.
Oh, goodness.
It was terrible. And everybody, this is before they had smoking bans inside. You could not smoke at your desk, but it's a small place, and the break room was right over there. And they smoked. Holy cow, did they smoke? I'd come home you could just see this coming off of me. And I'm like, so sorry if anybody smokes, but that was terrible. what else? I in college or university, I painted apartments and did carpet cleaning. So the several of the apartment buildings, especially in downtown St. Paul, I did so many rooms. Man, just, you'd go in and you just every day new room all summer long, come home on Christmas break, come home for spring break, just pounding out rooms. So yeah, did a lot of painting. So every time there's painting to do around home, my wife's like, hey, we got some painting to do. Get to it. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh, man. If only you didn't know, right? No, just kidding.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but it's come in handy. I've recovered from being sick of it. So it's nice to, to paint and have a nice coat and do some, I refinished our table. I put a bunch of pictures on my Discord server and stuff of refinishing my table, in my kitchen table that we bought from IKEA, and the top, it had gotten beat up, and I sanded it down, put on it looks nice.
All right.
It looks really nice. Yeah.
Excellent. So do you do YouTube as a full-time job, or is that, or do you actually have a regular job that you go to?
Yeah, it's a hobby. I'm monetized. I do get paid from it, but it's not not quitting anything yet, anytime soon. But yeah, I write AntiSpam Software. So at university, I studied electrical engineering and computer science. And right out of a university, I got a job writing software, and I love writing software. The electrical engineering stuff I like, but not as much as writing software. So that's what I've done my whole career. The place where I work now, I write anti-spam software, and I like that. It's cool. Here's the deal. I spent all this time writing stuff to stop people from getting scammed. Both spams, scamming people into buying something they normally wouldn't buy, viruses, or the phishing things, right? PH phishing.
Oh, yeah.
That's, tricking somebody into clicking a link and then typing in their password, right? So it's a confidence scam. They're trying to get you to believe something that's crap. So when I saw the first Flat Earth stuff and other of these, I'm like, oh yeah, that's got all the same, like, everything. My spidey senses that I've developed at work for all these time, looking at literally thousands and thousands of messages, trying every tactic under the book to try to screw people. Like, this is the same thing. Mm-hmm. Globebusters and Eric Dubé, they're using the same tactics that these spammers and scammers use in emails. Mm-hmm. So I saw it immediately, and that bothered me. I'm like, they're screwing people. I do this already for a living. Well, I can do it here too. So, it's been enjoyable, and at the same time, it's like, I feel like I'm accomplishing something worthwhile. I'm helping people not get scammed.
Awesome. That is awesome. I keep getting the of course, there's the car warranty calls, and then you get the the Social Security, and the FBI is coming after me for my Social Security.
Yep.
And,
and that's a good one.
I screwed with the guy for a bit, and I was like, oh man, what do I do? And I had him on the phone for a good 10-15 minutes. Then I was like, dude, I don't know how you live with yourself, and then said some other choice words and hung up on him. But that was I hate those people. Anyway. Okay, so
they swear at you immediately. You can tell, like, they'll just like flip a switch, and like they have all the insults ready to go. Like, sure. Wow, that's pretty crude insults, dude. Wow. Mm-hmm. Cannot repeat them.
All right. So do you collect anything?
I've not been much of a collector. I collect defeated debates. I had Rubik's cubes from 2x2 to 8x8, and I don't know, they got misplaced. I only have my couple of them now. No, I don't collect things much.
No. Okay. So let's see here. Is there anything else about your off-screen life that you want to say or mentioned that we haven't gone over or people may want to know?
I don't know. I talk about a good number of things. I don't do much sports, but I do like ultimate frisbee, which is not disc golf. It's on a soccer size field or football size field. It's like keep away. If you catch the disc in the end zone, it's a point. So I play that a little. I coach that. My kids do it. I did for 12 years. I did martial arts. I have a second-degree black belt. But I've been on. I was on the edge of getting burned out, and I didn't want to like hate it and never go back. And so busy life. About when I started doing YouTube stuff, I took a hiatus. It was good to take a break.
Sure.
And I'm not doing it now. But my kids are like, we should go back. Like, well, we can maybe someday. Of course, there's nothing happening right now with the lockdown. You can't do much. But once that's done, I don't know. We'll see.
Do your kids and all that watch your YouTube stuff and support you that way?
They do. I'm surprised. You know, they don't like sit in the other room while I'm doing it and like cheer me on.
You look quiet down. I'm recording.
I'm sure everybody thinks that's what happens, but no, that's not. Yeah, so like my older ones, they'll be like, yeah, that was pretty funny the other day. I'm like, oh, you watched that? Like, oh yeah, I was at work and it was slow, so we had it on. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Or like they'll get in the chat. They'll get in the chat and they'll send me messages in the chat tagging me. I'm like, don't bother me. Like, well, I sent you a text and you didn't reply. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'm glad. Yeah, it's in the cupboard, in the sink, under the sink in the kitchen. Like, no.
I get cheering from my cats outside this door here, but I think they're just also wanting more food.
No. They generally don't bother me. Sometimes when like some of the younger ones, it's bedtime, they'll come in and like they'll kind of want to be on, but not really want to be on. So like I'll turn off the camera and let them put the earbud in, you know, and they can talk real quick. Like if it's an after show, but not during a debate.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you tend to keep those relatively professional, which is cool.
Yeah, I try.
Excellent. All right, so now we're going to start talking about some content that you do. First, I guess, what would be your favorite content to actually watch?
What do I like to watch? I mostly watch debates.
Okay.
It's weird. When I first got into it, I watched like Sly Sparkane, Simon Dan, Conspiracy Cats. Those were the early ones that I saw. Team Skeptics stuff when he was like doing the Daily Idiot video. But yeah, and I didn't think that I was going to want to get into debates, and there weren't a lot. It was, you know, here and there, and then Non Sequiturs started doing them a little bit. But I got challenged to a debate after I did the flight chart thing from Flat Out Hero, and I'm like, I don't do debates.
Was that the one with the trying to prove a triangle or something like that on a sphere flight?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 90-degree turns, making a triangle, which on a flat surface would not be possible, but on a sphere it is. So yeah, I did that, and Flat Out Hero was like, let's debate. I'm like, I don't debate. But then he kind of went away, and I'm like, I can do debates. That sounds interesting. So I started doing that. But I spent a whole year on forums on the Flat Earth Society website. So tfes.org was the main one, and theflatearthsociety.org is the other one. They had unsurprisingly, they had a split in their leadership. So yeah, they constantly do that because they don't have a single model. That makes sense. So anyway, I spent a whole year on there interacting with the people and building up my knowledge and listening to all of the crazy hand wavings and stuff like that. So all this was like before I did anything, before I even watched videos, before I was on YouTube commenting. This was a full year almost before then. Yeah, what was the question? What do I watch content? I'll get around to it. So then I started watching more debates, and coincidentally, the debates were getting ramped up more and more. FTFE was doing more. Red's Rhetoric. I listened to all the old Red's Rhetoric ones. Jesse Kozlowski, these different ones, especially on the Non Sequitur show that I watched and listened. I'm like, hey, that's kind of fun. And I'm like listening. I'm like, oh, you just this and this and this. I'm just listening to all the flat earthers' lame responses. I'm like,
the same ones. No.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many. So anyway, that's what I mostly watch. Outside of flat Earth stuff, and I'll roll in outside of the content that I cover. So I mostly cover flat Earth and 5G. Mm-hmm. So outside of that, I like science videos. I've watched just so many different ones. The Fermilab has a great series from Dr. Don Lincoln. I like his stuff. There's a guy, DIY Perks is a fantastic channel on building your own things, like a table that has a PC in it, and water cooling a camera. Yeah, that's
sounds necessary. No,
that was crazy. That was so cool. I like. For a while, I kept watching wood turning videos. Like at the end of the night, to wind down and get my mind off of whatever, I'd watch a wood turning video. That's kind of I watched enough of them. You watch enough of something, like I don't need to see anymore.
Sure. Yeah, mine would be the those big metal crushers, that have the teeth or whatever. Those things are cool.
Those are awesome. Yeah.
It's so soothing just to watch a tire and stuff getting just ripped to shreds.
I want one of those. Where can I get one? I've looked it up. I'm like, oh, nope, I won't be getting one of those. Even a small one. I'm like, can I get a hand crank? Nope. Even that. No. Really expensive.
Okay. So how long ago did you start creating content on YouTube?
Let's see. It was 2 years in October. And it's January now, so 2 years in November, December, 3 months. 2 years and 3 months.
All right.
Since my first video, which was I did 3 in a row on the flight charts for Flat Out Hero. Then I did a bunch of scripted videos, and then started doing a weekly debate every Tuesday. I try to target Tuesday 8:00 p.m. Central Time. Every week, so people know it's Tuesday. It's going to happen.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. Who would you say would be your largest influence when you were deciding on what type of content to create?
Outside of just I'm going to do flat Earth debunking, Wolfie6020. The way he read how he interacts with them in the comments. He's very fair, very calm, deliberate, and meticulous. They'll get off topic. He'll say, no, that wasn't what I was asking. Here's this. And he'll just lay out some facts and some information and send some citations. And rather than, now Red's Rhetoric is very entertaining, but rather than just, his style is different. So I was like, that's his style. I'm going to build my own style. And so Wolfie6020 is one of the people I looked at. Another is Bobby Shafto. And I met him on the TFES.org forums, but he has his own YouTube channel. It's not big. He doesn't do a lot. A lot of the things that he does actually are just to support his continued interaction on the forums that he keeps doing. I haven't logged in there for quite a while, but he still does. So if you look at his YouTube channel, it's a lot of these little short things that you might not have quite enough context for, but you can see like, yeah, that would never work on Flat Earth. That just there shows how it doesn't work in flat Earth. And of all the people, how meticulous he is on everything he does is just amazing. So I liked what he did. And then another is Rory, who also was on the forums and used to have a YouTube channel, but he's retired from YouTube. I think he dropped his channel. It's not to be found anymore. But if you've seen the photograph from Ibiza, on top of it's about a 600 feet high view above the Gulf of the Mediterranean Gulf, right? With the straight edges in it. And then when you compress it, the straight edges are straight and the horizon is curved. That was from Rory, not from me. And that has liberated a lot of flat Earth cheers. Most recently, Puckett Word attempted and failed to debunk that. He claimed that the camera introduced distortion, causing the horizon to be curved. Of course, the straight edges were still straight. I don't know how that happens. Magic, apparently. Or perspective, because perspective does whatever Puckett Word wants it to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I haven't really heard that one, that the camera is causing the distortion instead of it being like, oh, fisheye lens or something stupid.
Yeah.
Brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding. It just reminded me of Wayne's World.
It's just water.
It reminded me of Wayne's World. Pepsi. No.
That's what I was going for.
Excellent. I got a few more. Let's see here. There was some times that you have gotten some threatening comments over the content that you put out. Were there any of them that you deemed maybe credible, or possibly that you were afraid something might actually happen, or was it all just BS?
You feel a little safe behind the veil of the internet, right? I'm here. They're somewhere else. So the physical threats, I never felt threatened. Now I've been trained, right? Like I said, I'm did 12 years of martial arts. I'm not a master fighter or anything like that. I don't have, some amazing record of undefeated bouts in the ring or anything, but I do know well enough, I think, that I'm not scared by things like that. But yeah, when somebody in California who, is clearly mentally unstable says that he wants to put you in his wood chipper, I know that's not going to happen. When I've had people say that, you better hope I never get to Minnesota. Like, yeah, whatever. So no, I've never felt actually threatened. I think it's funny. I think it's, it kind of shows, if they had evidence, they would present evidence. They don't have evidence, so that they have to go to that kind of a dumb thing,
Sure. A lot of people love becoming keyboard warriors.
Oh, there are many.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Do you have a favorite person or YouTuber that you like to collab with as far as making anything video-wise?
That I like. I've done some. I haven't done any for too long. Some of my early ones I did with Planer Walk. There was like 2 months where both of us had each other in the video about 2 years ago, for a good amount. That was, and then we're like, oh, we should do this one in Terminal Velocity. I'm like, oh, I'll go get some video of this skydiving place in Minneapolis area. And I actually just did a little while ago, because skydiver Tanner works there.
Okay, I was about to ask.
So I went there. I met with him, and he got in and he did a few different things, and I got some good video of that. So, but Planer Walk and I have both been busy, so we haven't gotten to doing anything with it yet. But I think we will. I've done some other things. I did one with Lee's Lab on 5G and debunking some garbage from Mark Steele. And I wrote the script for Lee, and another friend helped, and we put in some ridiculous things for Lee to do, and he just did it. We said that he, in a ridiculous posh accent, with a monocle. So he made himself a monocle out of some wire and put it in. And he was like wearing this, I don't know what he's wearing, but he did it in front of a green screen. So I could put him in some room. And I'm like, I don't know what's a posh British room. He told me, and I looked it up, got pictures of the place and put him in there. So that was, he's a very funny guy. And that gave him, and he's over 500 subs in real short amount of time. He's really, really good. I've got one in the works. He's already recorded his part with a guy called Addicted to Ignorance. And this guy is an actual medical doctor, not medical doctor, a PhD in cellular, I don't know exactly, but really smart guy. And he and I are doing, just has a little part talking about some things. So that's good. I do like the collabs, but I think I've done a good amount with FTFE too.
Yeah, I remember FTFE talking to me about that last collab with Simon and Dan. He's like, how do I get a Italian mobster accent or whatever? There was something else that he was supposed to be doing. I'm like, I don't know. You're just gonna come out way too English,
I know.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Do you have any specials coming up aside from some of the stuff that you just kind of mentioned right now?
Oh yeah, I have a lot. Like I have scripts written for a couple things. So Puckett Word, like I said, he attempted to debunk some stuff on my website at MCToon.net. And I'm like, I got to respond quick. But I'm like, oh, hold on a second. I got these other things in line. So I'm not going to let it disrupt my schedule too much. So I have a 3-part where somebody went undercover with Mark Steele and the other anti-5G Looney Tunes guys in England, and he's since like told them, yeah, I was actually faking it the whole time. So I did. First part came out already. That's with Reynard Wilson, and so I have 2 more I'm editing right now. So they're coming. I'm doing another one on a different 5G crazy person in England. They're all in England for some reason. That one is the script is written for that. I have Mark Steele has this thing on vaccines that he gets all wrong, and I'm going to time that to try to come out when BBC has a special that he's in. So that's in February. I don't know exactly when, but Mariana.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mariana Spring is from BBC that interviewed him, and so I'm going to try to get it to come out at that time. She also interviewed Jon Snow for the same piece. And Jon Snow, if you know, he's been on my channel, and he's taken a very big turn. He's not anti-5G any more than, because it's his persona. He's got a rap song on it and stuff. So, and he's softened a lot on his conspiracy ideas, and so he's changed a lot since she first interviewed him.
Okay.
That'll be weird because I think his take is gonna will have changed quite a bit. So
all right.
Yeah, there's those, plus debate every Tuesday, at least one. This Tuesday I have 2.
All right, so out of all the debates that you've done, have you ever had a flat earther or somebody you're debating on actually flip their or change their views after speaking to you or doing anything like that?
No. I thought when I first debated Austin Whitsitt, he was starting to think about things. Mm-hmm. Because he brought up during our debate, what about the Apollo mission where he's climbing down the ladder and you can see the Earth in the background, where the Earth would have to be up instead of to the side. I'm like, Austin, did you look up the original image and look at the original image off of NASA's website? No. Like, well, so what we did after that debate that night, we were chatting back and forth and we were sending stuff, and he debunked that image himself. I'm like, hey, he's on the right track. But I think Bob Nodell reached out to him and took him under his flat wing and bribed him. People said that Nodell bought a laptop for Austin. Don't know if that's true, but that certainly would answer a few things. Like, you're indebted to him now. And so anyway, Austin has gone completely the opposite direction.
Even after Bob, did his whole thanks Bob thing.
Well, that was, of course, before Austin and I even debated.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, what kind of, how do you go from Bob saying himself, they're very precise and they measure rotation, to seeing that it measures rotation, then saying, nah. You have to be so dishonest.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that you care about science and finding out the truth. It's that you have picked your conclusion. It is required. Then you go look for evidence to support it. Anything that doesn't support it, you must deny. Therefore, your conclusion is correct.
Yes.
That's their process. And you saw in the interview. So for me, the part of the interview, we're getting off track of this, but in the interview with Bob on Behind the Curve, his 15 degree per hour quote is fantastic. But for me, the biggest thing is when he said, of course, we were not willing to accept that. That's the big thing. He doesn't care about science. That's the opposite of science. Of course, we must accept that is science.
I agree.
So, yeah. Who, I don't know if anybody has that I debated, but that's never been my intention. There's this reversal effect that happens when somebody has to defend their position. They dig in deeper. I don't do it for them. I do it for other people that might watch and see, oh, that line of reasoning doesn't work at all, and this line of reasoning does. And so I have been, I think, successful at that. I've gotten plenty of people contact me saying privately, yeah, that made a difference in my journey to finding out whether or not Flat Earth was correct or not.
I've learned
most of them, they have a religious belief that the Earth is flat and it cannot be shaken.
I've learned so much just from watching this community. It's been crazy. So, yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Let's see. I think that pretty much is going to wrap up everything I got as far as questions about content, questions about you. So I guess we'll wrap it up. So once again, MCToon, I appreciate you coming out and doing this, and this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed some of your answers. And of course, everybody that else is watching this, if you like it, hit the like, subscribe, that kind of stuff. There's going to be plenty more interviews coming up. I'm going to have links down in the description below for MCToons channel. And go, check him out if you obviously already aren't a subscriber of his. Go check him out because he's doing awesome. He's on his way to 10,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sure you'll have a 10,000 subscriber special. So,
we're doing a Fibonacci sequence. So we did one at 8,000. The next is 13. Look up Fibonacci.
All right. All right. Well, thank you once again. If you have anything else you'd like to say to anybody, please do.
Oh, no. Thanks a lot for your time interviewing me. I'm sure that you're on your way to a good, successful channel. I look forward to your future stuff, too.
I appreciate that. All right. Thank you very much. Till next time, guys. Have a great one. Stay safe.